Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the Gator Wesley Bio Season 2. Today on the show, we have Andrew Baton. Thank you for coming on the show.
Well, I'm happy to be here, JC. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. Let's go ahead and start off by having you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Andrew, as JC said, obviously. He would not have introduced me as Andrew if I were not Andrew. I am going into my fourth year at UF. I'm about to finish my biochemistry undergraduate degree, and I'm also in the middle of a master's program in management. When I graduate, I'm looking to go into some kind of career in youth ministry. I grew up in Bradenton, Florida, a little bit, south of Tampa. I've been at UF for the past 3 years and absolutely love it here. Love it at Wesley, and that's the gist of me.
So let's go ahead and have you tell us a little about your mother and father, your relationship with them.
My mother and father. Well, in a lot of ways, I definitely give my parents credit for who I am. I think I have awesome parents. My mom is a middle school math teacher, and my dad is a doctor, and so part of, my parents raised me in the church, and my mom's she's always been involved with youth group stuff, and so it's been great to have her involved in that part of my life, and can crack down sometimes, but they're also a lot of fun to be around, and definitely care about me a lot, and so that's cool to have that relationship with them. But they're pretty awesome.
So exactly where did you grow up?
I grew up, well, for the most part, I grew up in Bradenton since about second grade. I was born in Brandon, Florida, lived there for about 2 or 3 months, moved to Mississippi for a few years, and then to O'Fallon, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis for a few years. My dad was in the Air Force. Was a doctor in the Air Force for a while, and so that's why we moved around quite a bit. But then the summer before second grade, we moved down to Florida. My dad got out of the Air Force then and went into private practice, and so since then, grown up in Florida in Bradenton. So basically, Bradenton is what I call home.
So what kind of early education have you received in your elementary, middle school, and high school?
I've been in public schools for all of my school, and so basically the traditional stuff. I thought about in high school doing the IB program, but instead I decided to go to the closer school and do a lot of AP credits instead, which you come out taking enough AP classes, you come out about the same as an IB degree, just without all of the stress and more time for electives. But traditional high school experience, nothing particularly spectacular.
And you said that you're going to the University of Florida, correct?
I am currently a student at the University of Florida.
And what degree program did you choose, and what do you hope to do with that?
Well, my undergraduate degree is biochemistry, and I hope to do absolutely nothing related to chemistry with that. I started out as a pre-med student, which is why I chose chemistry, and believe it or not, I actually like chemistry. I know there's maybe 2 or 3 other people in the world who agree with me there, but I actually want to go into youth ministry, which has nothing to do with chemistry, but it's still a degree, and I still like chemistry. And by the time I made that decision, I had a few classes of chemistry left, so I figured, hey, I may as well get this degree. And then I've also started a master's program in management, which is definitely a lot more relevant to the field of youth ministry than chemistry is. Fun fact. Every 7 minutes, there's a lull in the conversation. That better make it into the final cut. Beep! You can insert that in there somewhere too, pretend I was cursing.
So as a lot of our viewers do know, you are involved in youth ministries with churches around here. What church are you involved in, and why did you choose to pursue that?
Since January, so for the past 7 months or so, I've been serving as the youth intern at Trinity UMC, which is one of the larger Methodist churches in Gainesville. I chose Trinity, totally random. I was looking for youth group to get involved with, because I know I loved being involved with youth group, and I was involved with my youth group back home when I was home, but wasn't really involved with any youth stuff in Gainesville when I was in school. So I'm I should look for a youth group to get involved with in Gainesville. I looked around at some churches and saw that Trinity had a youth program on Sunday nights, and I was free on Sunday nights, and so I went and met with the youth director to talk about volunteering just with a youth group on Sunday nights, and somehow we met and talked, and one thing led to another, and I ended up on staff as an intern, and I've just loved it there. I just love working with them there, and so that's a lot of fun.
And we also know that you are involved in the Gator Wesley Foundation, correct?
I am involved in the Gator Wesley Foundation.
When did you get started with the Gator Wesley Foundation, and what do you do, and what events are you involved in?
I've been coming to Gator Wesley since my freshman year, but I never really got involved until my junior year. I mean, my first 2 years, I was any Sunday I was in town, I would come to worship on Sunday mornings. But aside from that, maybe every now and then I'd come to tailgating or some kind of event. But I wasn't really here all the time. Somehow or another, I started getting more involved. Kind of started with praise band, and then I went on fall retreat my junior year and got a lot more involved. And it's gotten to the point that basically I'm here all the time. And between classes, after class, sometimes during my regularly scheduled class. Not that I'm condoning skipping class, but I'm a very good bad example. So do as I say, not as I do. And if you are going to skip class, at least come hang out at Wesley. I'm the co-leader with Brandon of the servant team, so we're kind of in charge of making sure chairs get set up, tables get set up, dishes get washed, and all that kind of stuff. And then I come to as many events as I can. I also play cello and a little bit of bass in the praise band when there's time, and so that's a lot of fun. I've been involved in praise bands growing up, but never played cello in the praise band until now, and that's a whole lot of fun. And so that's a little bit of what I do.
And we're getting to the end of our show today, and we want to thank you for coming on the show again.
Well, absolutely, it was my pleasure.
Mm-hmm. And with the last few moments, is there anything that you would like to tell people that they should know about you, or that they don't know that they should know about you?
Anything that people should know about me? Well, most people, I would hope, know this about me. Otherwise, they think that I'm a big jerk. But I believe strongly in sarcasm. And so, not that I've ever used sarcasm in my life, but often if I say something mean to you, I probably don't mean it unless I'm actually being, it'll be clear. But basically, I'm a sarcastic person. I like to joke around a lot. And so, don't take me seriously unless I tell you to, and even then, be careful because I might be lying. Also, I like to just make things up, so don't believe anything I say. But now you don't know whether or not to believe that, because maybe I made that up. It's like Inception. Mind blown. I should stop talking.
And we thank you for coming on the show again.
Thank you.
And this has been the Gator Wesley Bios, produced by James Jordan and produced on location at the Gator Wesley Foundation, which is a campus ministry of the United Church that services the University of Florida and Santa Fe College. Tune in next time when we have more stories, more people, and more Gator Wesley Bios. Thank you, and